Okay, hello there guys, welcome back to another VB.NET tutorial regarding the build of a simplified accounting system. So in the previous video we managed to create or define a number of accounts, and we managed to show the accounts here in the main window. And basically when you run the project, you'll be asked to enter the username, which is admin as I remember, and the password, which is 123, and you log in, ending up with the account name, balance, and notes appearing here. Now the next thing obviously we need to do is to add the add account graphical user interface. And in order to do that, first we need to check the library. I think I already created the insert record function. There you go, you have it here. So we need to create the graphical user interface for that. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna right click the GUI and add the form. Now to make things a little bit more organized, you can see here in the project, let me just compact these ones here. Now this is a project, the GUI, you find the icons and stuff like that here. We could make it a little bit more organized by creating folders. So here I'm gonna add a folder. This is gonna be accounts. Okay, so this will hold the accounts windows. So if you have different windows for accounts and stuff like that, we are gonna add these here because we might need more than one window, and the same will be done for the others. Okay, so yeah, and I'll create another directory. You don't have to do that, it's just for organizing things here. Main window. Okay, so here I'm gonna drag the main window, drop it here. So now the main window is part of this directory here, and the login, I will put the login with the main window, okay, because it's happening once, so no problem there. Probably I'll also put the icons in here. So let me add, and this folder, this is going to be icons. Okay, again, the purpose of this is to make things a little bit more organized and finding them easier, that's all. And another thing here, I'm gonna add here, I'm gonna say modules. Okay, so I'll put the module here. So this is the module, this is gonna be the modules, this is the icons, and I'll make another form. This is gonna be forms. Okay, so the main form will be put, I'm gonna put that in here, put that in here. Okay, so we have these three folders for our project. The forms will contain the dialogues here. This is gonna store the accounts dialog. This is gonna store the main window dialogues, which include the application login form and the application main window. Okay, also we have the icons, so I'm gonna put the icons here, and the modules for putting the source code and stuff like that. You don't have to do that, just for organizing things, and I just want to show you that you could do it. You will find this useful if you are making a very big and complicated project, so things will be easier if you do them this way. Okay, now let's go back to our project. We wanted to create an account and add account, right? So I'm gonna right click here and select add. I'm gonna choose Windows Form. Okay, this is a form. I'm gonna say add account window. Okay, and hit add. There you go. So now a few things I need to do. Okay, so this is gonna be a dialog actually. So we'll go to the font here. I always choose Times New Roman and bold and 10 and okay. the form border style for dialog is always fixed single. Actually, it's fixed dialog, I think, but yeah, I choose fixed single. Now, the icon itself, in order to find where the icons are, just open this folder and copy this guy. Okay, let's go back here. Where is the icon? There's the icon. Control V, this is the path where the icon is. I will choose that, and we just set the icon, no problem. We don't need a maximize button. We don't need a minimize button. Also, the window location should be the center of the screen, and the text, this is going to be add new account. This is going to be the title of the form, as you can see here. Now, one last thing is to set the color for this one, and the back color, I think it was something like light steel, right? Where is that? Don't seem to remember. Light, no. Where is it? Steel blue. There was light steel blue. There you go. It's this one. Okay, so light steel blue. Now, in order to add the account, let me just remember the fields for the account. Okay, it's a number. It has been a number of days since I last worked on that. But anyway, so what do we have? We have command dude. Okay, account ID. This is invisible. Account name, balance, notes. Okay, so we need 3 fields in addition to 2 buttons. Okay, so in order to work on that, we'll go to toolbox. We are gonna search for table layout panel. Okay, we are gonna place this one here, and okay, I'll open this one here and add another row and edit these rows to have the same height. Okay, wonderful. As for the label, it will be here. Now we'll need a label. Okay. The initial balance. What would the initial balance be? Whatever. That's fine. The initial balance, I'll make the end user be able to add it. So here we have these 3 things, or these 3 labels. Actually, they have names. Okay, and there you go. Now this is gonna be account name or number, whatever. Okay, this is gonna be balance. Okay, and the last one, what was it? Let me see. Notes. This is gonna be, where is that? This is gonna be notes, if you want to add any note or something. Okay, next we will add a text box. Oops. So I'll put this one and this one and this one. Okay. Electricity went down and the UPS is beeping. Sorry about that. Anyway, we hit enter. So we have now account name, balance, and notes. Now we need the buttons. Two buttons actually. This is the first, this is the second. There you go. We make these a little bit bigger. I'll put them here. Yeah. Okay. So this is gonna be add, and there's gonna be cancel. Let me save that. Okay, so let me fix the tab order. This is the main. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Okay, then there's the second one, third control. Okay, that is finished. Okay, no problem there. Now, when you hit the cancel button, it will say that me.dialog result equal cancel. We don't want anything to happen, right? But if you hit add, you need to do first validating the value, second filling an object, and third inserting that object. Okay, so here perform validation on the fields. Okay, so dimension account name as string equals nothing. Now before I do that, I need to make sure about the name of these controls. This is text box 1, this is text box 2, this is text box 3. That's wonderful. So now this is going to be equal to text box 1.text. Now I'm going to use the trim function to make sure that if you add spaces trying to cheat the system will remove these spaces and identify that you made a mistake. So now if account name equals nothing, then message box dot show, I'm gonna say here you should enter an account name, okay, followed by the caption. The caption is going to be error, followed by the button OK only, followed by the icon critical, right? This is going to be system, Windows, forms, message box, icon dot what is that, asterisk error. There you go. So we show this message and text box 1 dot focus and exit sub, and the reason for this, we want to make the cursor goes back to this text box so that you could fix it. Okay, some people would use error provider, but there's no problem. I always prefer to displaying a big text box explaining what is happening for the end user, because you know, the user will notice that more. Okay, now we get the account name. Now we get the we need to get the balance dimension balance as decimal equals 0. Now we need to parse the value. You might enter some negative value or you might enter text, so you need to parse that. Okay, so we will use something here. So if not decimal dot try parse will convert the text into decimal number. It tries to, and if it works, will return true. So here I'm gonna pass the value of text box 2 dot text, and I'm gonna you know, return the result in the balance variable. So if this doesn't work, in that case I will show an error message, but the error message here, you should enter a valid account balance. You might wondering, why didn't I set the account balance to 0? Well, you could, and then you need to make a receipt to increase or decrease the account balance. But here I'm letting you create the account and its initial balance from the beginning. Let's say you already have a number of people that should pay you for some reason, and you don't want to define their accounts and their balance in 2 steps. Instead, you want to, you know, define the account in 1 step. So this will help you. Okay, so now we set 2 things, and the last thing is the notes that which the user could leave blank if you'd like to. So here notes as string equals text box 3 dot trim, dot text dot trim. Now we finished the validation. Now we are gonna create the object, create the actual object. Okay, so here dimension account object as lib.db.accounts class. Actually, this is gonna be a new accounts class because you know, this is because this is not a pointer. We want a real object that we'll use to insert values into the database. So here we are going to say account object dot account balance equals balance, and account object dot name, account holder name equals account name, and account object dot notes equals notes, oops, and that's it. We created that, and now we need to insert the value into the database. So we need to create a database connection. So dimension db as a new lib.db.database management class db.open database connection, and I need an error message a string equals nothing here. So if we couldn't open the database connection passing the error message, then in that case we are gonna show a message box. Okay, and the message box is saying here could not connect to the database, and we will add the new line, and then we will add the error message, and we will say exit sub, and now we will add a try catch finally. Actually no, we don't need that. I don't think I need it. Okay, so we open the connection here, the first step. Next we will perform the insertion of the object process. So if not account object dot insert into database, followed by I will pass the DB here, I will pass error message, and I will pass the value true to commit the changes. Okay, and if that doesn't work, I will show the error message could not insert account or save account. There you go. So we couldn't save the account, but there's an open connection to the database. We need to close that. So we are going to say db.close database and error msg. Okay, no problem. I don't want to check that. Usually it works, so no problem. And if all is fine, I'm gonna say me.result. Oh, before that, if it works, I'm gonna close the database and say me.result equals okay, no problem. So it's very straightforward, very easy. The last thing that we need to do, let's go to our not here, let's go to our main window and application main window and into the add account. I'm gonna say using obj as a new add account window. Now if obj show dialog equals okay, this means we managed to insert an account. So all we have to do is to fill the user interface very easily, and in order to do that we are gonna use this method here, right? So I'll use that. Okay, I'm gonna copy things because I am a lazy person. So I'll copy this. Actually, most of that code will be removed. So we open the connection to the database and exit sub. There is no user login here. We fill the user interface and that's it. Okay, so the code is very straightforward. So if we in our case, if we manage to add an account, we open a connection to the database, we fill the user interface, and we close that connection. Very straightforward. And now we are gonna run the code and see if it works. So I'll run this here. Okay, this is gonna be admin and the password 123, and we log in, and we are gonna add the account. This is gonna be I'll leave this empty and just say add, and you should enter an account name. This is gonna be what? John Smith, for example. The balance, I'm gonna put some text here, and you should enter a valid account balance, and the initial balance is 0. There is no debts here or whatever. Okay, blah blah blah, whatever, and we press add here, and you can see John Smith has been added here. Let's add another. Okay, this is Tony, account of Tony, and he have balance of 100 and whatever. Add that, and we have Tony here. Very straightforward. So now you can see that adding an account is working perfectly fine. It's not a big deal. It's very straightforward. I think now if you think about it, let me show you here. In the add account window, the code is very straightforward for adding, right? So there is simple validation, okay, which is these two statements. Here we are filling the objects, and here we are performing the insert operation. There is no database code, there is nothing complicated here, right? Everything's being handled in the library. So if you think about it, you will find that the GUI project is just a number of calls that goes into the library project, right? Or the database project. And basically, if you design things well, it is very possible to design multiple graphical user interfaces that use the same library. So when you update the libraries of the backend or of the database, all the code on the functionality of the application will be updated, and things will be much easier. So let's check our progress actually and see how much work is still there. Okay, so we create a function to insert an account record. We already have this one, and create user interface for inserting a new account. Okay, so we finished these two things, and basically now we finished about 60% of this project, and still we need to perform an edit on our work. So we might do this now as well. Okay, so let me save that, and I am gonna do a simple trick here. Okay, let me see. So this is the add account window. So now I'm gonna create an edit account window, right? So basically, when you are editing an account, you are filling the same form, but I will use but the values are here are filled. So I'm gonna use this same form, okay, to perform an edit. So there are a number of things that I need to do. So I'll go to this one, and here I will add a public variable, public mode string equals add. So if this one is having a different value, the behavior of the code will change. I'll show you how. So public account edit as what? Account edit as account class. Okay, I'll just put this one here. So I'm gonna use an import right away, so I don't have to write the whole namespace. And this is gonna equals to nothing. Okay. Now I will go here on the form load event. Now the form load event happens when the window is being showed, not when the object of the window is being created. So this will be called later. So I will check if mode equals edit. In that case, then me.text equals, now the name of the window is add account, or the title, I mean this one. If you'll have a look here, we have a new account. So here the title will change to edit existing account. Okay, so we modify the title. Oops, me.text, not textbox one. Okay, so we'll modify this at runtime. Also, we need to fill these three ones. Now, when the mode is edit, okay, we will be passing the account edit object here, which represents an actual account, the one that we want to edit. So I'm going to say textbox1 dot text equals account edit dot account holder name, and we have textbox2 dot text equal account edit dot balance, and we have textbox3 dot text equals account edit dot balance. Okay, very important here. Now the last thing I want to text box 2 dot balance dot enabled equals false. Why? Because I don't want the end user to be able to change the balance after entering it for the first time. Okay, if you want to change that, he should change that through other receipts. So in the initial step you can define the balance, but later on you cannot. You must create a receipt to increase or decrease that. Now the last thing here in the button, we will change this to edit. So what was this? This is button 2, right? So we will say button 2 dot text equals edit. Okay. Okay. So now we will check this code over here, and before we perform the actual insert, if mod equals add, then else. So this one goes here, this one goes here. Now the account object is a new account, but basically after we fill the account object, we are going to say account object dot account ID equals account edit dot account ID, and then account object dot the version number equals account edit dot version number. Okay, so we want this one to have the same ID and the version number, and now we are just gonna say account object dot update. I think, did I create the update method? I didn't create the update method, so I will need to work on that. So let me just stop this code for a second here. I'll put the stop command, and let me add the code to update an account. Let's go here, let's go to the accounts class. As you can see, I can find things very quickly because I know this is here and so on. Okay, so now we are going to write the code to update the account. So this is going to be public function update in a database, db as database manager class, followed by error message string, followed by comment as boolean, and we put a try catch over here, and if there is any error we will copy this part and paste it in here. Now the first thing we are gonna do is to lock the record. So here dimension db dot execute SQL update account set account ID equals account ID, account holder name equal account ID equals account ID where account ID equal at 0, and I'm gonna say this here, account ID. Now the purpose of this statement is to place a lock on the record so that others doesn't do anything, right? So then we will load another account object. So dimension tmp as new accounts class, and then if not, tmp dot load from database db followed by account ID followed by error message, then true new exception error message. Okay, now here we are defining another account object, and we are loading the one we have the same account ID for. In other words, we are loading the account object from the database again. Let me explain this slowly. The first step is that we are locking the record of the account. Why? Because we don't want to have any race condition. So the update statement will place a lock on this record. But what change did we do on the record? We are setting the account ID to be the same exact account ID. It doesn't do anything to the value, but it will place a log. This is very important. The next thing is that we are gonna load the account from the database. We are gonna load that same account from the database. So why we are doing this? Because we want to make sure that the version number of the account is the same. In other words, no one changed the account. Okay, so here it will be more obvious. So if me.account version doesn't equals tmp.account version, then through new exception, someone changed the account, or actually account record changed. Okay, so when does that happen? Since we are loading the same account ID, when does that happen? Well, maybe you display the user interface and then you say edit account, and you get the account window open, sorry, and then someone and then you left your PC for, let's say, 3 hours. In the meantime, somebody came and updated the account from another PC. When you are updating an account, we created the account version field, and that field will get incremented every time you change the account number. You do a modification. So when the system compares the two values and find them not equal, it understands that there has been a change, so you cannot do you cannot update, because somebody performed an update on that very account. Okay, so if nothing happened, we are gonna perform an update. So here we have db.execute SQL update accounts set account holder name equals at 0, followed by account notes equals at 1, and account version equals account version plus 1, where account ID equal at 2, and the values are as follows: me.account holder name, account holder name, followed by me dot notes and me dot account ID. Very straightforward. Let me make this on multiple lines to make things easier to read. Okay, I think this is easier to read now. Okay, so I will update the account name and the notes. The balance, I will not update that. I'll just increase the account version number, and yeah, if I want to commit, then perform a db.commit, and finally we return true. Okay, so we finished the code. So here, this function is used to update the account. Okay, so let me save that, no problem. Now let me go back to the graphical user interface. Where is that? So if there is an edit, let me remove and return this code. I would just put this one here, click this one to remove the comments. Now instead of this one, update in database. Why there is an A here? Made a mistake. Where is that? Rename, remove the A, hit OK. Okay, so update in database could not update here. Update account. Okay, we finished the code for updating the account, and finally let's go here. Let's go to edit account. So here, now when we want to edit an account, the first thing that you want to make sure is that there is an account being selected. In that case, I'm gonna make sure that happens. Now if data grid view, wait a second, what's the name of this one? This is account data grid view. So here, if accounts, if data grid view. Oh, there is a misspelling. Where's the T? Rename that. Let me see. Right click here, rename. That's why it doesn't appear. Accounts. Sorry about that. I was wondering why the variable doesn't appear. So if the account data grid view dot selected rows dot count equals 0, then exit sub. So if there is no account selected, nothing should happen, so you exit the subroutine. Otherwise, you need to get the account ID. So dimension account ID. Now, if you remember, we filled the data table with all the fields of the accounts table. So the account ID is there, but we hid it. So the end user doesn't know what the account ID is, but our program does know. So we are going to get that in order to load the account from database. So the dimension account ID equals accounts data grid view dot selected rows of 0, because there's only one selected row, dot cells of account ID dot value. So we get the account ID, and now we are gonna open a connection to the database and do lots of things over here. Okay, Control C, Control V. Let me show you what happens. So we have two. Oh, sorry about that. We need to do what? We will first open the connection to the database. We could put this one here, no problem. And as for closing the database, we will put it here. Okay, so we create the window, and before we do anything, we will load the values here. Now, we create the account object, dimension account obj as new accounts class, and let me just add the import here. So if not account obj dot load from database, we will pass the DB here. We need to pass the account ID and error message. Then we will show the error message right in here. Okay, could not load account and display error message, and then we just say db dot close database. There we go. We close the database connection, exit the subroutine. Now, before we show the form in here, we will do a very simple thing. obj.mode equals edit, and obj.account edit object equal account object. Okay, we perform this one and all should be fine, and that's it. So let me explain the code here. It looks a little bit complicated, but it is not. So first we are checking if an account is being selected. If not, we will exit the subroutine. Now we will get the account ID. This is very straightforward. We will create the add account window object to edit the account. Okay, then we will open a connection to the database, and then we will load the account from the database. And now this is the important part. We will set the mode of the add account window to be an edit mode, so that it understands it should update, not perform an insertion of a new account. And then we will set the account object in that window, and then we will show the window. And the load event in that window will perform the actual update and filling the user interface, etc. After, if all's fine, we will update the display and so on. So let me run this. I'm gonna say admin123 go login. So here now, instead of John Smith, I'm gonna say edit account, and you see that this is John Smith. This is gonna be Todd. Okay, and notes, oh, there's something wrong here in the code. Okay, so perform an edit. So you can see this is Todd and FFF, but the edit itself, there's a problem in the edit, and I'm putting the balance in the notes. So let me go here and fix that very quickly. where is the add account, where is the load event? This is gonna be nodes. Okay, now this one's fixed. Let me run this again. There's gonna be admin 123 go, and there's gonna be Todd, and I'm gonna say A B C D. Oops, there's gonna be A B C D E F G, and press edit, and you can see this A B C D E F G. So it is working well. If you would like to see what is happening, let me trace this for you, so that you know, things becomes a little bit more clear. In order to do that, let me go to the main window, let me go to the edit and show you how this works step by step. So let me go to the project, let me select Todd again, or maybe Smith is better. I'm going to say edit account. So what happens? First we will check the number of selected rows. So this is 1, so there is a row that has been selected, so there is no problem. Now we will get the account ID. Now the account ID is 5. Okay, and if you would like to make sure, let me show you here, show table data. Wait a few seconds and you can see this account, this is number 5 and it is Smith, right? So no problem there. Now this is the new add account window object, and we are going to open the database. This is straightforward, no problem there, and we will load the account number 5 which has been selected in the data grid view. So we just load that, and if you display the value, it's Smith, a very nice man, etc, etc, and the balance 550. Now we will change the mode of the form. The default value of the mode variable is add, but we will change that into edit, and also the account edit is nothing. We are going to fill that and make it point to Smith. Okay, now we will call the show dialog. When the show dialog method is being called, the load event is a trigger. So I'm going to press F11. So now we are in the add account window in the load event. So here we are checking, is the mode edit? Well, actually it is. So change the title to be edit existing account, and the text box is empty, so we'll put the account holder name. The balance is also empty, we'll put the account balance, and the last thing is that the value here for the nodes is empty, we'll put the nodes, and we will disable the account balance, and we will change the button label to be edit, no problem. So this one is finished, so let me change this. Sorry, let me just remove the text here, and hey, Smith, Smithy, whatever. I've changed this to Smithy, and press edit. So now what happens? We will get, we will perform the validation. So we get the account name that we entered in the text box, and we perform validation. We get the balance using the try parse. Okay, this value will be parsed and placed here, and it worked. There's nothing wrong with that. And the nodes here, no problem. Now we will create a new account object to be inserted or updated in this case. So we will fill the account balance here, account name, and the nodes, and we will open a connection to the database. Now the mode here is not add, it is edit, and because it is edit, we know that we set the account edit variable, which is actually Smith's account, right? So now we need to, for our new account object, we just need to set the account ID so that it points to the same account in the database. As for the version, this is version 6 and this is version 1, so now this one is updated. So now we are pointing to, you know, the main fields or the important fields, which is the account ID and the version, are correct. Okay, now we perform the update. So we press F11 here to go to the update. Here we are placing the lock. Okay, we will load the account from the database. We make sure that there is no difference in the version here, and we perform the update, and we commit the changes, and all it seems to be okay. We close the database connection, we return the results. Since this one is okay, we fill the user interface, and we close the connection, and everything works perfectly fine. Now let me show you if one of the users tries to edit the account but waits for too long. Now how we are going to do that? Let me show you this using a little bit, a kind of trick here. So I'm gonna right click, open folder in Explorer, go to the bin directory, debug, and run this again. Now we basically have now two instances of the application. One of the instances is running in Visual Studio, which is this one here, okay, and the second one is running independently. Okay, so I'm gonna edit Smithy. Oops, I will run this very quickly here. Okay, all right. So edit Smith, and also I will go to Smithy, edit Smith again. So now this one belongs to this window, and this one belongs to this window. Smithy boo, whatever, and I'll press edit. I'm gonna say Smithy hi. I press edit, could not update the account record changed. You can see there is an error here. And the reason for that is that when this form updated the account, what happened, it increased its version number. Okay, now this one, when this one get displayed, what happened is that it still have the old version number. So when it went to update, when this code, let me show you. When this code executes, it is having the old account value. So let me debug that for you. Press edit. So here we are locking the account here. We will load this from the database. Now the current account version that this one understands, it is 7, but the actual one in the database is 8. Okay, because another user changed that, and because there is a difference now, you know that somebody else changed that record, and you don't want to change a record without understanding what is happening. This is why we are triggering an error. We can actually perform the update, no problem, but that will make it a race condition and could create problems for you. But basically, you don't want to change a record unless the end user is sure, or the application is sure, that no one else changed that during the the display of the user interface and the after the data entry has finished without the core values being changed in any way to prevent any problems. Okay, I hope this is clear why we did that. Okay, now you might be asking, okay, then in that case, how do I fix this issue? Well, you just hit OK, no problem. You cancel this form, you refresh, okay, and then you edit the account again. And now what happens is that you have, you load the account record from database again, but this time it has the accurate version number, and the accurate value is being displayed to the end user. So now if you change this to high and you press edit, it will accept the changes because you already loaded the accurate version of the record, and so on. So yeah, I hope this makes things a little bit clear for you guys, and that's it for today. Let me make sure that our progress, I marked all the progress here. Let me see what's to do next. Oh, the receipts. Then next time we should work on the receipts and see how things work out for us. Yeah, so that's all for today. I will upload the source code on the website, and thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Goodbye.